the part of the job that everyone loves.
Yes. All right, so Mitch, you are one of the leads here at Funky Buddha. A little bit about your background and what you do here at Funky Buddha.
So for Funky Buddha, now I do all of the digital marketing work when it comes to social media and website.
Yeah.
But I started at Funky Buddha's Homebrew supply store over in Boca Raton.
Nice.
It's attached to the Funky Buddha Lounge and Brewery, actually where Funky Buddha was started. When I was in college, I always had the champagne taste on a beer budget. So naturally, I was attracted to very quality beers, and I started making my own beers, and I was going to the homebrew shop so much and annoying the brewer, asking them so many questions
yeah.
that they just gave me a job.
I love that.
And that's how it started.
That's passion, man. That's how you get it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
When you look at craft beer as an industry now, which is kind of come of age, the last time we did Funky Buddha, you guys were just in the growth stage, starting to roll out into multi-state distribution. What are your thoughts on craft beer growing up?
I believe no matter how you look at it, it's a beautiful thing, because we're moving in a direction where quality is becoming a staple.
Yeah.
And no matter how you like to look at it, I think better beer is better for everyone.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a flight here of some different types of beer, kind of for the season as well.
Oh yeah.
So this golden amber of pale ale, what do we have here?
So this is going to be one of my personal favorite. This is going to be the Crusher.
The Crusher, okay.
This is going to be a session IPA. As you can see, it's
wow.
very light, very clear.
Strong IPA.
It's just going to be, you know, some basic 2-row barley, a touch of caramel malts, and a bunch of citrusy hops.
To cheers to our home brew kit coming up.
Let's do it.
Let's go get it. Can't wait to go make some beer. All right.
So we're gonna have some fun today, brewing this beer.
So let's just get to it. Let's start breaking down some of the items here and talk a little bit about kind of the process.
You got it. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to put in our specialty malt. So right here is where we have all those caramel malts that are gonna give us that flavor and color in the amber ale.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a simple muslin bag, which is basically just like a little strain bag.
Yep.
And we're gonna pour these malts in there.
Oh, those are nice and...
Yep. So what's this gonna do is it's gonna separate the grains from the water, because all we're doing is extracting the sugar and enzymes along with some flavor and color from the grains.
Got it. Oh, you can really pick up that aroma too from this grain.
So we're doing an extract beer, so this is only gonna be our specialty malts.
All right.
We have all of our other malts in an extract form right over here.
Okay.
So this is about 2 pounds of 1 pound of caramel, 80, and then a pound of carapils, which is going to give it nice head retention.
Okay.
So we got this at 150 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Okay.
We're going to dump it in for about 30 minutes.
Okay, so it goes right into the water.
And as you can see,
oh yeah, it's starting to...
It's already going to give it
yeah.
a nice color. So for the lighter style beers, you're going to want to mash at a lower temperature. Reason being is because it's going to leave less residual sugars, making a more dry beer. So it's going to be fermented all the way out.
Now it's starting to clarify a bit here.
So what's happening is it's releasing all the sugars, but it's also releasing a lot of enzymes. That's very important because the yeast needs those to convert the sugars into CO2 and alcohol.
Yeah.
It is very scientific, let me tell you.
All right, so we've gone through that process, 30 minutes. We're at the stage now that takes us from the mashing to what?
All right, so once we pull that out, we're gonna let it drain out, and then we're gonna add our extract.
Okay.
So this is great for beginner homebrewers. It's basically taking all of our base grain, which the base grain is where we're gonna get all the sugars and enzymes from, and putting it into a concentrated liquid form.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need you to help me out, bud.
All right, man, let's go.
Let's do it. So I'm gonna pour this in slowly and just give a nice vigorous stir.
I like it. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, that's nice and caramelly.
Yeah. Probably just a couple minutes to get it all in there. But what you're gonna wanna do is that is a great form.
So, all right, Mitch, so we've got it boiling again. Next phase, hops.
You got it.
All right.
So we're gonna add a little spice to the life of this beer.
Okay.
Since we're adding these hops at the beginning of the boil, we're only gonna be pulling bitterness from the hop. So would you like to do the honors?
Yep, I got it. Okay. Again, these are two different types of hops that we're going in with.
This is gonna be Amarillo style hop. So this is gonna be a little piney, just a touch citrusy.
Okay. So Mitch, we're almost up to time here for our second hop addition. And this hop is going to do what?
This is gonna give it a lot of flavor and aroma.
Okay.
So since we've been boiling this for about 50 minutes now, we're gonna do our last addition at 10 minutes, and it's gonna give it a lot of citrusy and piney aroma from the hop.
Okay.
This is gonna be your classic Cascade.
Right. All right, so here we go on our second edition of hops, and this is the one that's kind of adding in that additional bump flavor.
This is gonna be our last hop addition,
okay,
and the boil is gonna be done in 10 minutes. Say we were doing an IPA where you're gonna have a lot more hop flavor and aroma and a much higher bitterness, we'd probably do a couple other hop additions as well.
All right, Mitch, so we're off on to our last phase here. So what are we doing now?
All right, so we've brought our wort, which is basically pre-beer. We've brought it down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit because that's gonna be the perfect temperature for our yeast. Since we're doing a 5-gallon batch, we've topped it off with 2.5 gallons, bringing it up to 5.
All right.
Usually boil off about a half a gallon. And we're gonna transfer it into our carboy, our fermentation vessel, and pitch the yeast.
Interesting, that's cool.
As the saying goes, brewers make wort, yeast makes beer.
Okay.
So we've done our job, now it's time for the yeast to do its.
So this just pours right in, huh?
Yep.
And then she goes into hibernation for a little while.
Hibernation for 10 to 14 days, and then it's time to party. We're gonna take this off, and this right here, it's gonna be our stopper. So you're just gonna put this thing up to the top, and then we're gonna put a little bit of sanitized water in there.
Okay.
That way the CO2 can bubble out.
Gotcha. And that's it. That seals it up.
And that's it,
She's
man.
Good. Nice little
And
device.
boom, we made beer.
I love it. Mitch, this has been fun.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure brewing with you.